just want to say that a lot of the points that I'm making in this video, especially towards the middle section and the end, are directed to EA as a company and not the Sims team and Sim Gurus. I am very much aware that the Sims team has budget and time constraints, and they do not decide every single decision as to what's coming to the game and what's improved. I'm sure they do have creative freedom, but I'm also sure that there's a lot that they want to add that they just can't. So please keep that in mind as you're watching this video. I love The Sims 4. I've loved The Sims 4 for many years, but players are getting tired at this point. Please feel free to share your feedback down below. Alright, there's a lot that I want to talk to you guys about today in tonight's video, second video of the day. I didn't talk about this in my video from earlier or my video from yesterday, and there are more problems than the aging up and aging down issues, and of course the little incest bug issue that's going on. Honestly, I shouldn't say little because that is a major problem. Thankfully, not every simmer is having it, but still, a lot of simmers are experiencing this right now. So, little update, no word on when that is going to be fixed, but they have addressed the age up and down. There is a fix that is coming eventually, we don't know when, but what I want to talk about in this video. I'm supposed to be starting a brand new series tomorrow to go along with my other existing series, and honestly, I'm a little nervous. I know that I will avoid a lot of issues by creating a new save file, but still, even outside of the aging issue, simmers are having all sorts of other issues in their game. Sims are appearing like deformed creatures from a horror film. Keep in mind, these issues are occurring even when you don't have custom content installed as well. I don't have any footage firsthand because I'm afraid to go into my game. I have all my mods, custom content, and save files removed. I have updated, thankfully. I haven't really jumped into any save files, just some old ones that I really didn't care about. I am not going to be touching the saves that I do care about and still play to this day because I do not want anything to get messed up or corrupted or worse. So everything that I'm showing you today, of course, is from the Sims community, issues that the community has been experiencing. And it gets even worse. One of my Instagram followers sent me this video from their game. Look at this. Truly something from a horror film. Who needs Insidious and The Conjuring when you have The Sims 4's brand new update? Yes, I'm sure that some of these weird defects are due to custom content, but there's no way that every single one of them is, especially with all these players sharing these screenshots and then adding that they don't have any mods or custom content installed. Please keep in mind that it is going to be a while until most mods are updated for this patch. It was one of the biggest, if not the biggest patch we've had since most likely toddlers. I haven't even started the process of updating my mods because now with them addressing issues, we know that they're gonna roll out a hotfix update, and I'm just nervous that I'm gonna go through and update all 50 of my mods, make sure all my custom content is compatible. They roll out a hotfix, and then half of those break again, and then the process has to be done all over. So I'm just putting things on hold for now, and I really wanted to start this series, but I might just have to wait, guys. I'm sorry. Even the wonderfully talented Kate Emerald on Twitter shares another glitch of placing flooring up against a curved wall. It distorts the floor and pushes it straight up as if the floor was a wall, a diagonal wall. I just can't believe that this is something that they did not see in testing. I mean, they've been working on this stuff for how long? How does this constantly get released? It's just kind of frustrating at this point. Yes, I know that the Sims team isn't perfect. Yes, I know that they have time restraints and resource constraints and all of that stuff, but I think it becomes a problem when you notice a pattern, and at this point, I'm noticing this pattern over and over and over again where things are constantly being put out half-baked and half-completed, and they constantly have to release statements apologizing, saying that fixes are coming when it should have never happened in the first place. I'm sure there's a lot of simmers out there that are getting tired of hearing simmers like me talk about this, or some might even consider it started complaining. But if I'm being honest with you, this is a video game. This is a product that people are paying for, spending their hard-earned money on, and there's no excuse for things to be half completed upon release. I don't know if it was like this for the early access Game Changers when they had the pack early a few weeks back. Personally, I don't remember anyone talking about these issues. Maybe they saw them, maybe they kept quiet about them, maybe they were told to be quiet about them. Who knows? But I mean, we're all seeing it firsthand now with a brand new pack coming tomorrow, and most simmers won't even be able to enjoy it because of the issues. And keep in mind, these are just issues with the patch. We don't know what kind of issues we're going to see when we have a whole new expansion pack mixed with this super buggy patch as well. Sim Architecture tweets today, I was so excited about this update, but the disappointment is real. The curved walls are a real pain because they constantly bug and disappear for any reason. Okay, so I'm not crazy. My curved wall house literally vanished. I took the walls up, I took the walls down into the basement, the house was nowhere, and then all of a sudden out of the blue, it popped up again. I thought I was crazy, I thought I did something wrong, but that wasn't the case. They are actually bugged, so even the curved walls are having issues as well. The Twitter user continues, the windows don't actually follow the curve and clip into the wall. Oh, and let's not talk about the weird shadows. Yeah, I can definitely see where it's clipping on this second picture towards the top of these window frames on the bottom panel. And the shadowing is off as well. And of course, the last thing that I want to talk about are wants and fears. I'm definitely disappointed about those. I talked about this briefly in my previous video, but I'm going to go into more depth in this one. This system just is not what we thought it was, and it makes me really sad. I really thought that The Sims 4 was really turning around, was really heading in the right direction. I mean, when we heard wants and fears, the first thing I thought was, oh my gosh, like that was one of the most iconic parts of The Sims 2, and they're bringing something from The Sims 2 back into The Sims 4. Like, you know, you could only think that it would just help the game, right? Well, there's a lot that they're not telling us. Sim Guru George seems to be avoiding giving us a direct answer if there are wants and fears for previous packs that have been released so far. For example, expansion packs or game packs. But it doesn't appear as if we're going to be getting any wants or fears with any of those packs at all. Just base game, and they mention future packs as well. I did read off this tweet from Sim Guru George in my last video. I'm going to show it here. I'm not going to read it off again, but there are responses to this, and the community is pretty fed up as this seems to be another pattern with things that they're adding with claims that they're improving the game, when in reality, they're just adding features that really have no depth to them. Katie responds to George, this was said last time, and with sentiments, open world swimming, and preferences, and they've rarely been touched since. No disrespect, but that's pretty disappointing to me, especially with the stuff that adds personality. Maybe you need to work on more pack refreshes so you have the time to actually interconnect pack features, but again, we haven't heard a thing about any future refreshes since the first either. And yeah, they did mention that they did want to do more pack refreshes, but nothing has come of that since. I don't know if they're planning on doing only one every couple of years. I mean, I guess that all depends on how long The Sims 4 is gonna live on for, and they already have pack cycles that they need to focus on, you know, the expansions, game packs, and now the kits. Seems like they've abandoned stuff packs. So throwing refreshes into the mix, especially when they're not really profiting off of them because it's basically an update to existing packs, maybe we're not going to get them as often as we think. And they also say that they're going to build on features that they've given us in the past when they really haven't done too much with them to begin with. Just like Katie says here, sentiments, open world swimming, and preferences. They do give us some more stuff, but they definitely don't go as in-depth into adding more to those features as they say they will. It definitely has us wondering, are these features just being abandoned? Are they working on other things? There really has been a lack of transparency, and the community manager has said so many times, we're going to improve transparency, but nothing ever improves. I feel like at this point, this whole video is just a giant complaint fest, and I don't want it to come off like that. I seriously love this game. There is so much potential, but it's constantly being thrown out, and I just want to put this out there, how disappointed and upset I am because I love this game. There is so much that they could do with it, but they keep keep dropping the ball. I don't know if it's EA not giving them the time, the money, the budget, whatever, but every time we take one step forward, we take 3 steps back with this game. And every time it feels like things are finally going to improve, they're finally adding more stuff, it ends up being worse than it was before. I think it would be much easier if SimGuru George were to give the community a yes or no answer if previous packs are going to have wants and fears, but he seems to be dancing around it, which my assumption is no, because if that was to come, then he would absolutely say yes. I mean, that's gonna sell the pack, that's going to make people happy, and I know that saying no is going to make people upset, so I can see why he's not giving a yes or no, because it's probably a no. There is so much that they could do with wants and fears as well. Simstias tweets, this is something you guys need to rethink. You can't let 8 years of content not be a part of the new wants and fears system. There's so many possibilities for fears in older packs, like seasons and pets, for example, like having a holiday fear or fear of pets dying. Literally, expansion pack fears and them integrating is what is going to make or break this game. If they go back and they put a giant list of wants and fears for every pack that we've received so far, yes, I know that will require resources, but if they actually focus more on that instead of constantly rolling out a new kit every 2 to 3 business days, then this game, the foundation of it, is going to be so amazing. But with them just doing base game wants and fears, and then with the new expansion pack, it's gonna turn out worse than Whims, in my opinion. But from this point forward, it does start to sound like a lot of the previous content over the past 8 years is going to be left behind with this new system. I just don't think it's in the cards, but hopefully I'm wrong. And honestly, all of this just reinforces my belief, my theory that EA is really pushing this game away from life simulation and more towards being a building simulator or a fashion simulator. It's been so obvious the focus, the time, the money, the budget has been on those things since kits arrived, and still seeing the lackluster gameplay, it's concerning. And one more example before I wrap up this video, this one coming from Spinning Plum Bobs. Here are some possibilities. Mermaid Sims with a want to be human, fairies with a fear of losing her powers, a witch with a want to take over the magic realm. I haven't looked at the code, but there's potential for really cool story-based gameplay. Exactly. This would be a system everybody would want to use and love to use, but instead they spend so much time giving us this new wants and fears system only for it to be worse than Whims. Honestly, I might just turn it off. Share your thoughts down below. I didn't mean for this video to come off like it's an attack. That's definitely not the point of this, and that's not the intention. I just think that at this point, I'm so fed up. I know you guys are fed up, and we just want the transparency that we've been promised, and we want the improvements that they keep hyping us up about that are coming, that end up not really being improvements at all. I love you guys. If you're experiencing any other bugs or issues, let me know down below what they are, and also don't forget to report them on Answers HQ. Happy simming, everyone. Take care. This video was brought to you by my supporters on Patreon. Thank you guys so much for your support. If you'd like to join my community over there, a link is below. Thank you for watching.